So now that you know a little bit about reference citations and some of the resources that are out there available to you, let's now start to shift into a discussion of in-text citations. Now again, not to sound like a broken record, right? The focus of this video series is on an article summary assignment. So I had mentioned a bit ago that there are two types of in-text citations for APA style. There is paraphrasing citations and there are direct quote citations. Paraphrasing citations are when we are putting material in our own words. So I'm taking information that's in an article, I'm paraphrasing it, I'm putting it all in my own words. Direct quote citations, that's what we had looked at that was problematic with those plagiarism examples earlier, right? Direct quote citations is where I'm taking something that is directly from a source. So I've got to put quotation marks around the words that I'm borrowing and then put some information in parentheses, which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes here. For an electronic journal article summary assignment, we do need to have citations, in-text citations, when we're using direct quotes. We do not need to have paraphrasing citations. And let's talk about why that is. So when you're doing an article summary, right, you are only using one source. You are reading and summarizing one article. Now, generally the purpose of in-text citations in like a research paper, for example, is to show the source of your information. So on page 1, I'm using information from this article. On page 2, I'm using it from this book. Page 3, right? Each paragraph, you're using information from different sources. Well, if you are summarizing one article, your instructor knows what article you're pulling your information from. You're just using one source. So you don't need to have in-text citations if you are paraphrasing information and putting it in your own words because you're only using one source. I know where you're getting that information from. Now, one thing I want to emphasize yet again is that if you are writing and using APA style for another course, and it is a research paper or it's another assignment format, especially where you're using multiple sources, you will probably need to use in-text citations. Double check with your instructor to be safe, right? So what I'm talking about right now is specific to my assignment for my course, right? When you're doing an article summary, you do not have to have in-text citations if you are paraphrasing. You do, and I'll underline it a couple more times, you do need to have citations if you're using direct quotes. So what we're going to focus on for the rest of this video is direct quote citation in APA style.